So Ludo, we're in the middle of a pandemic. How's life treating you in these sort of new, strange times?
Yeah, as everybody, it's not easy to be in this situation, with the pandemic and stuff, but we have to deal with it. And I guess like for people at the football world, it's not really easy, for the players. So yeah, hopefully it will be okay soon, and then the normal will come back.
It's been 2.5 years now since you retired. Was it an easy
Yeah.
decision to make at the time? And how have you found adapting to not playing football anymore?
Yeah, at the beginning it was not easy, because you are used to wake up in the morning, go to the training, and then go home, chill, and you have your games. But I was a little bit prepared about it because I was doing like so many stuff that I'm that I was doing even when I was playing. So it was more easy, but at the same time, quite difficult because I've been playing football all my life. So now to stop is not easy, but yeah, you have to move on anyway.
It's been some years since you were here in Blackpool. You signed in 2010. Was it always an aspiration for you to come and play football in England?
Yeah. Always been a dream, to come to play in England, especially in the Premier League at the time when I was there. So yeah, it was a dream come true for me to come and play for Blackpool.
How did that move to Blackpool come about? Because you were playing in the Czech Republic, weren't you?
Yeah, like I don't know, my agent at the time called me, phoned me, and say like, "Oh, look, there's a club in England that are interested in you." So I was like, "Oh, cool," very good for me. So he was saying like, "Yeah, it's Blackpool." So I was looking as well, asking some people that play at the time in England, and they say, "Oh, look, it's a big opportunity for you to come." And at the time, Blackpool was, I guess, in a championship, but they were doing the playoff. So I was like, yeah. At the end, they go up. So I say, oh, I go straight away.
You mentioned some of those sort of French players that you asked. Who did you speak to? Who did you ask for advice about the English game?
I spoke to one friend of mine who used to play. No, yeah, one friend of mine. He have a friend that plays in England, and Zobia at the time. So he was his good friend. So I asked him to ask him like, yeah, how is it over there? And another friend, but I don't remember the name of the player. And yeah, I asked like two, three people to advise me, But at the end, I knew that I wanted to come to England, and for me, it's one of the best league in the world. So it was a good opportunity.
You signed probably what 2 or 3 days before the Premier League season was
Yeah,
starting, and then you
yeah,
come on in that game at Wigan when the team win 4-0. You come on as a substitute. It was a great
yeah,
start to the season.
yeah. Of course, of course. It was like quite fast. So my club said to me, "Hey, look, like Blackpool, like wants you." I was like, "Yeah, I want to go." And say, "Okay, okay." So the time that I moved my all my things and stuff, so I came in England, and like, yeah, 1 or 2 days after, well, we traveled to Wigan. So I hadn't have the time to see the players and the team how they play and stuff like that. But first game I was like shocked. I was like, what is this? Yeah, we won 4-0, and it was like, wow, such a good players, and I was so happy.
You mentioned that. How easy was it to sort of adapt to the English game? Because you didn't play lots of games that season, but there was such a
Yeah,
settled side, and you have sort of Keith Southern, David Vaughan, Charlie Adam. It was a tough midfield to break into.
yeah, exactly. We have like some players that play for the clubs, I don't know, like 2, 3 years in the past, and they know each other very well, and they had a great season the season before. So yeah, it wasn't easy, but I don't know. I felt okay. They helped me at the time. Even my English wasn't that good, and I was as well with Elliot, and many English guy. Helped me a lot, like to adapt myself in the league. Even the manager helped me. So for me, it was okay. I was in the bench, but I understood because you have like three good midfielders as well, and I had my time to adapt and stuff like that. So it was okay for me. Just happy to be here.
You're quite modest with your English there, because you were the sort of the better speaker out of yourself and Elliot, so you probably helped each other a little bit, didn't you, to get used to life in England?
Yeah, definitely. At the time, was like almost every day together, trying to do like, I don't know, normal stuff like going to shopping, buy some food and stuff like that. So just to adapt ourselves and try to speak with people. So yeah, at the beginning was funny because it was like saying like speaking with our hands. But after, yeah, we adapt and yeah, it was cool for us. We had a very good time together and at Blackpool as well in the city. It was very good.
You mentioned the manager there, Ian Holloway. You'd have worked with
Yeah.
many different managers. He's very different, isn't he? Very passionate. How did you find working for him? Because there's probably different things he did that you're probably not used to with some other managers.
Yeah, first of all, for me, it was like his attitude. Even in the training ground, he was like, I don't know, it's like a child. So happy, always like joking, always like screaming. And yeah, I was a little bit shocked because you don't have like many managers like this. But at the end, we all wanted to fight for him, always wanted to do our best for him. And that's what like make me like him, because always talking, in the game, in the changing room, saying like very, very intimate stuff about his life, about like we have to see life and stuff. And we always wanted to go in the pitch and fight for the manager. And that's what we try to do every game.
What's the best story that sticks out for you from working with him? Because sometimes you might not even train, you might go and do an activity or something for team bonding. There was all sorts of different things.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember one thing. We played the game away. I don't remember against who, and the next game was against Arsenal at Blackpool. And during the week, he was saying like, yeah, I don't know, guys, I felt like, yeah, you have no more energy or something like this. And he said like, I don't know, it was a Thursday, 2 days before the game. Say, hey, look, tonight you have a night off. You do what you want, and no problem. We see each other in the day after, but I want you to go out to have fun all together. And it's like, and 2 days after, we have a game like against Arsenal, and that's how it was. It was like this. Like when he felt something, he said like to everybody, "Hey, look, maybe you need to chill out, have fun together, all the players." And yeah, that's what happened. And we tried to do a big game against Arsenal. We lost the game, but we make a good performance. So it was something like not usual.
Yeah, his philosophy on football really sort of suited the way you like to play football.
Yeah, exactly. He was always like speaking about Spain, sorry, Barcelona, tiki taka and stuff, and that's what we try to do almost all the game. I think like we have like a very, very attractive football. So yeah, always playing, always doing like a lot of passes. Take your time, and that's what I loved about him because that's in my DNA. So I I love this kind of football.
Obviously, that first season ended in relegation on the final day. The
Yeah.
season after, so close with pretty much a new squad with some new players that came in, and it was a really great attacking team to be part of.
Yeah, exactly. As I said, the manager knew that he had like good players before. Some of the players left, like Charlie and DJ and stuff like that. But he bring some new players in, but they have the same philosophy as him, like to play and like I remember, but Angel, sorry, and yeah, this kind of players, and it worked well for us. We went into the final, and we are unlucky at that game because the 2-1 loss at the last minute. But it was, yeah, a very good season for us. We had like such a good time as well. And yeah, it was like a very, I don't know, when I'm saying this stuff, I'm always emotional because it was so close.
Yeah, look at some of those games that season. A lot of the fans cherish some of them, especially the one at Leeds when the team won 5-0. There was,
Yeah, it was like, for me, it was one of the best game I played in Blackpool because everything was excellent. Everything. So Yeah. It was like a very, very good season as well.
We mentioned how your football sort of suited the philosophy of the manager. The technical side of your game, did that all come from your upbringing with Barcelona?
I wouldn't say only in Barcelona because I was in ENF Clairefontaine. So this is where I make all the basics, you know. Of course, Barcelona helped me as well a lot. But for me, Clairefontaine had more impact because I was younger, you know, and I remember all this stuff. And after it was easier to do it like in Spain and after in England, all my career, you know, because I've always this thing that I learned when I was young.
You mentioned Clairefontaine there. There's been so many big French stars.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of.
How was that to work there? Is it quite sort of prestigious to be learning your football there?
The thing is, like, you know, they are very like precise. You know, they want you to do always the same thing. It's like sometimes it was a little bit bored because every day we are doing always the same thing. But when you get older, you remember all this stuff, and you know that the basics you have to do it, but perfectly. And then when you do it perfectly, it's easier for you when you get older, when you play in the leagues and whatever you play, it will be easier for you.
Just repetition.
Exactly. Always. Can be bored, huh? But that's where you work, and that's how we learned at the time.
Obviously, going back to that second season that we mentioned, there was sort of Tommy, Matt Phillips, Kevin Phillips, Barry Ferguson, all those players. Even in that final, where you say it is emotional to speak about, it felt so undeserved, didn't it? That promotion didn't end that season.
Yeah. Of course, it was like very, very like difficult for us because we knew that we had a very good team, and as I said, like with all the players that came at the time, we were like with Ludo as well, like Ludo Sylvestre as well, like very good players, and as I said, like I have to give credit to the manager because he brings some players in, and they were like unbelievable. So very, very unlucky, but that's football.
The season after, it was obviously a little bit more difficult because the manager leaves and there's a lot of changes. But at the same time, you still managed to play some real consistent football and added more goals to your own game.
Yeah. To me, it was like one of the seasons that I played quite a lot, and I scored a few goals. And I always try to help the team and to do my best for the team. But it was more difficult, as you said. A lot of changes, a lot of players as well move. But we always wanted to do our best because, like, I guess in Blackpool we have like a fan base. The fan base was unbelievable. They're always behind us, always helping us. So it was seriously, it was like a big motivation all the time, every game for them because we have them with us. So.
Some of those goals were very special ones. I'm thinking maybe you won against Burnley and then the one against Derby where you chest the ball down and finished to keep the club in that division in the Championship. Which ones stand out for you as probably your favourite Blackpool goal?
For me, the one against Derby, because it was like almost the last minute. And it wasn't like we didn't know exactly if we could like stay in the league. And I don't know, the goal came and I was very, very happy for all the team, the staff and all the fans. It was like very, very good experience for me and I will never forget.
Which players would you say you learned the most from during your time at Blackpool?
The player that let me think, because I don't know, I would say like midfielders, but every midfielders I played with in Blackpool, they had all different like characteristics. So because I will take some stuff from Barry Ferguson because he was like always calm and knew exactly like how to manage the game. He was a very good captain. I like David Vaughan because good player, good like as well, you know, always calm. He wasn't like speaking that much, but you can see when you get the ball on his feet, he was like very good. Even Charlie Adam as well, you know, like these long balls, and like very good shooting players, and was strong. Yeah, almost, yeah, every player, even Keith, was like always aggressive, but doing the right stuff at the right moment. Yeah, every midfielder I learned a lot.
Was it fair to say all those qualities helped each other because everybody brought something different?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why I guess we had a good team, because everybody was, had the had different characteristics, and they bring it into the team, and yeah, it worked a lot for the team, and everybody knew like his good stuff, what he can do, and the bad as well. So we always try to put like your partner in the best condition to be like, yeah, the at the most competitivity at the moment, to be the best.
You spoke about the passion of the supporters. How much did you love
Yeah.
the relationship and how they took you to their hearts, and obviously always chanting your name? How special was that?
Yeah, for me it was always unbelievable, because I didn't expect, that the fans made like a song for me, and I was always, yeah, so happy to hear all the fans when even I touched the ball. It wasn't something like really big, but I knew that they quite like me a lot. So I don't know, it's always special for me when I came into the pitch and I was playing. It was always something that I knew that they're gonna sing a song for me, and I was, yeah, happy about it.
Because of that attachment, was it difficult to leave when you did? I mean, I know that
Yeah,
you
yeah,
were
yeah.
struggling a little bit, wasn't it? But it's still been a tough
Mhm.
choice.
Yeah, it was very difficult for me, but I wanted to stay, to be honest. But the chairman wasn't. Yeah, it was difficult chairman at the time. But yeah, I always like say to everybody that I wanted to stay, but I don't know. Things were different at the time, and I wish I could. I wish I could stay. It's football.
Obviously, you went and moved and went overseas again. How important, given that you've been to Czech Republic and you've been to Turkey, how important Spain was experiencing other cultures for you? Because you spent, what, about 12 years outside of France with your football?
Yeah. I always played, like almost all my career. I played outside of France. I don't know. Every country, every clubs bring me something like different. I would say like Spain. Everybody knows like more technical stuff. Always to be aware where the player is. Czech Republic more physical, and Turkey as well. It was a quite physical, but it was different because I managed to play in a team where we could like play as well against like big clubs, like Besiktas, Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, and this thing to play against, I don't know, Didier Drogba and stuff like that. It was, you learned always from these players as well. So that's why every country bring me something different. But to be honest, my best part of my career was in Blackpool, definitely.
I'd imagine very fluent in other languages now as well.
Uh, I would say now Turkish and Czech Republic, I cannot speak.
Too difficult?
Yeah, very difficult. So I'm trying with English and Spanish, but I'm better in French.
You returned to France to end your career, and it finished
Yeah,
with a promotion, didn't it?
yeah. The first season, we was in the championship, but in France, Ligue 2. But we went down, and yeah, it was not easy, because I'm not really used to this thing, in Blackpool, but we knew that it was like one of the best league in the world, so it's not easy. And after the season after, yeah, we got promoted with, yeah, we finished champion, and then I stopped.
And then I know, obviously, now it's difficult with the way that the world is, but there's a real sort of passion and ambition in you to come back here at some stage and come to a Blackpool game and see the fans again.
Yeah, I wish I can come back. I always plan, to come, but I don't know, life sometimes don't allow you to do what you want, but I will come back definitely, even if I don't need like to be in the big place. I just want to be with the fan and be at the game and enjoy the game with them. And yeah, for sure, for sure. When it's easier, you know, when we can travel, I will come back definitely. I know that I will do it.
Yeah, I suppose that'll be really special, won't it, to be able to sort of revisit those memories?
Yeah, exactly. You know, as I said, it was my best time of my career was there, and yeah, it was special even like to arrive, I don't know, from the airport and to arrive at Blackpool, and yeah, you can see the stadium and stuff. Yeah, very very big memories. So I don't know. I just want to do it and come back and see how I feel.